Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing coping skills and what kind of coping skills I recommend using and what coping skills I use, as well as identifying when you should use coping mechanisms and coping skills. If you guys are new to the channel, please drop a big like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let's get right into this. So the first thing that is the most important is to identify when you should use a coping skill. If you suffer from anxiety, anger, depression, these are three big things that counteract and can affect your day-to-day life. And there is a thing called coping skills that will help you manage your anger, depression, and anxiety. So the first thing you need to do is recognize if you're getting angry. Sometimes for me, I feel it in my chest. I start getting anxiety when I'm angry. I start feeling warm, grind your teeth. So when you're about to get angry, that's when you use a coping skill. If I have to use a coping skill when I'm anxious, a way for me to identify that is in my chest, I feel like 1,000 pounds is on my chest. I also feel like everything around me is crumbling, as well as I get scared. So when you feel those things, that's anxiety. That's when you use a coping skill. And depression, when you're depressed and when you potentially self-harm, that's when you got to avoid that and use a coping skill. So I want to go over my coping skills that I use and coping skills that I recommend you guys to try out as well. The first one is slow, deep breathing. Inhale for 3 seconds, hold your breath for 2, exhale for 3. Close your eyes. And doing that just now calmed me down, even not being anxious. Another coping skill I use is listening to music. And believe it or not, specific genres help with certain kind of feelings and emotions you're feeling. For example, if you're just really angry, or if you're very ADHD active, you're gonna blast Metallica because that's fast beat, or you're gonna listen to techno music, something really fast to fill that rush of adrenaline. But if you're sad, you might listen to Billie Eilish or Taylor Swift's failed love stories. If you're feeling inspirational, you might listen to gospel music. Another coping skill I like to use is hanging out around my cat. Believe it or not, a companion, whether it's a human or a cat or a dog, is very helpful. Pet your cat, pet your dog, hug your dog. Another coping skill that I like to use is cleaning up around the house. If it's my day off from work and I'm feeling antsy and I don't know what to do, I mindlessly just start cleaning around my house, make my bed. I've been struggling on that a little bit recently, but it's something I usually do. Another coping skill I like to do is ride my electric bike. I go around town riding it. I listen to music with my headphones, and I recommend that if you want to escape your house and don't want to be near people, ride your bike, go for a walk, take your dog for a walk. It's all beneficial. Another coping skill is you can call a friend, ask for help. People are here to help. Believe it or not, people care. Another coping skill I like to use is watching YouTube. There's all sorts of motivational videos on YouTube. I'm making one right now. Or if you want to watch satire content because you're depressed, go ahead and do that. Another coping skill I like to use is in the summer, I like to go swimming in my parents' pool. It's very relaxing, whether you're actually swimming or if you're laying on a raft. Tanning is fun. Just get out and do something. Another good coping skill I like to use is going out and doing something in the community or helping somebody out. It makes you feel better about yourself. One big coping skill I like to use is praying to God, praying that things will get better, praying for the world. It does not hurt to pray. You don't have to be religious to pray. Another thing I like to do as a coping skill is make videos, take photos, go out and take photos of flowers, of nature, something beautiful. Do that, and trust me, you're going to see a different view on life, literally. Another coping skill I like to use is just resting. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe you've had a long day and you deserve rest. Go ahead, make your bed, go to sleep, and wake up the next day feeling better. Another coping skill I like to use is sometimes I partake in retail therapy, which, depending on if you have the money and if you should be doing it, it's something that can provide you instant dopamine. And like I said, there's two sides of the same coin, guys. Another coping skill I like to use is, growing up, I would have fidgets, like a fidget spinner. You remember back in 2017, all the kids had those fidget spinners. The squeeze balls, the fidget cubes, those little twist things you move around. Legos, I think, should be considered a fidget. Now, these are all of my favorite coping skills for when I get anxious, depressed, or angry. Now, if you have any coping skills you would like to share that you use, please feel free to comment down below. And if you ever need someone to talk to, someone to text, I will be putting my actual phone number, not a text now number, not a fake number, not a burner phone number. I will be putting my actual phone number for you guys to reach out to right here. If you guys need someone to talk to, call me, leave a voicemail, I'll text you or call you back. We can be pen pals. Like I said, recognize the warning signs and try to use coping skills to de-escalate the situation, because you'll find out later in life it could always be worse. And like I said, identify triggers and plan ahead on how to use your coping skills to prevent situations that we don't want you to have to go through. Remember the difference between reacting and responding. Fight or flight. Are you going to fight, or are you going to ignore it and build up? Because eventually, you keep tapping the glass, it's going to break. It's called a breaking point. Use coping mechanisms. Don't ignore your feelings, guys. And last of all, remember, we are all human. We all go through anxiety, depression, ADHD, bipolar. Everybody is on the spectrum at least a little bit, and nobody is perfect. We all can use coping mechanisms. We can all be each other's friends, and we can all get along. It's just the matter of doing so. And it is what you do with the stress and anxiety and depression that matters. Don't act out. It's a lot easier to do that. But with the coping skills I shared with you guys, I hope that helps you in preventing certain situations that isn't good for you or the people around you. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the situation. What kind of coping skills do you guys use? And if you want to send me a personal message, you guys have my phone number. It's in the description. I put it in the video earlier. And what kind of motivation / mental health videos do you guys want me to do? Because I'm planning to do a whole series of these. I've done some in the past, motivation videos that you guys can look at. And in the meantime, like I said, please drop a comment on what kind of topic you want me to talk about. Would you like me to go more in depth of my childhood? Because the hour and a half was a small little fraction of it. Or do you want me to talk about how to micromanage and deal with life, going from a child to an adult? Let me know, and let me know what you thought of today's video. If you guys are new, I really hope this video helped you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please drop a big like on it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications to never miss out on a brand new video on the channel. Thanks guys for watching. It's been real. It's been Alex. Peace out.